If you're looking for a good end-fed half-wave antenna that you don't have to tune, and that all you got to do is throw up in the tree and it works right out of the box, look no more. I bought one and I'm going to tell you all about it. All right, this is Dave with Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review. My call sign is N8DAV and the motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert. Stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Be right back. First of all, if you can hear all this construction going on in the background, I do apologize. I do not want to go back inside. I have been inside way too long. I want to be out here amongst the trees and the fresh air. So I'm doing this video even with the construction going on in the background. So I do apologize. You know, I had an issue myself. I moved to Flagstaff back in July of 2025. And I have a permanent HF antenna that I want to put up, and I have not been able to find anybody who is willing to do the work to put the antenna up for me. And that goes for my VHF UHF antenna too. I had to have a temporary antenna that I was able to put up myself from the ground because I'm not able to climb anymore and get up on the roof and do all those things that a young man can do. So. But just recently, I found somebody who was willing to put the antenna up, and so it's going up. But before I found him, I decided I wanted a more permanent solution to my problem of not having a permanent HF antenna here at the house. So what I did was I bought a GooZeeZoo JYR8010 antenna off of Amazon. It was $89.95, 90 bucks. And when it came, I was very pleasantly surprised. Now I can't show you how I put it up in the tree, and I can't show you the wire because I've already put it up. I was so excited about getting it, I stuck it up in the tree immediately. It comes in a nice bag like this, right, with a little drawstring on the top, and it came with a long amount of what I think is paracord. If it's not paracord, it's some kind of a rope, but it looks like paracord to me. And you know, this was kind of unexpected, to be honest with you. Especially, I think it's about 100 feet. So I'm very pleasantly surprised. It came with a set of instructions, by the way, and I'll show that to you. There's not much to the instructions, right? It was just this. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to be notified of any more videos that I put out, please click the subscribe. After you click the subscribe button, please click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time I release a video. I average about 2 videos a week, so actually I think that's a lot more content than a lot of creators are putting out. So anyway, I would really appreciate all that. It helps the algorithm recognize my channel as being a good one, and I think that it's a pretty good channel. So anyway, I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Let's get down to the specifications of the antenna. The antenna is a multi-band antenna. It uses a 64-to-1 balun, and it is supposed to be weatherproof, watertight. And as you'll see later on in the video, you'll get a good look at it. You'll see that if you install it with the coax down, then you don't have to worry about sealing the connector, because the water will just drip down and drip past the connector, so you don't have to waterproof it. You'll also note that being a multi-band antenna, an 80-meter antenna, it also has an extra coil in it, I think about 5 feet from the balun. They put the extra coil in there. So that's something that is a little more unique to the 80-meter antenna compared to, let's say, a 40-meter half-wave end-fed antenna. And when it came, it was pretty darn heavy. The whole box was very heavy. When I got it, it obviously is using some very heavy-duty wire. It's flexible, but it's a little on the stiff side, which is fine. It's okay. Once it's up, you don't have to worry about it. And I believe that it's 14 gauge wire, and that's pretty darn thick for an end-fed half-wave antenna, especially one that's only capable of taking 150 watts PEP, and but that has to do with the balun more than the radiating wire itself. So overall quality was excellent. I cannot complain at all. And compared to some of the earlier versions, it does come with a counterpoise or ground connector or screw terminal on the balun. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to buy it, because I intended to put a counterpoise on it. And you'll see in my installation, you see that I did. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so anyway, because it's so heavy duty and it's such good quality, I would honestly consider more using this for permanent home use, and that's exactly what I have done with this. I told you before that I haven't been able to get my antenna up on my house. Well, now all of a sudden, as soon as I got this antenna up, boom, I found somebody to put my vertical antenna up. So I'm going to keep this. It's going to stay permanent. It's going to stay out there. I'm going to put another antenna switch in. I'm going to put another feed point in my window, and I'm going to have both HF antennas ready to go anytime I want. So I'll have a horizontal wire antenna, and I'll have a vertical 8-band antenna that works really great. However, the 8-band vertical is only good for 60 to 10, not 80 to 10. So, but it is designed for 30, where this wire antenna is not designed for 30. However, it does what it looks like it'll do well on 30. So I did some testing on this antenna after I put it up, and what I did is I put it on the NanoVNA, and what you'll see now is I'll do a split screen, and you'll see a picture of the NanoVNA scan that I did. With that NanoVNA, the SWR was 1.290 on 80 meters, 1.290 at 3.610 megahertz. And on the 40 meter band, it was 1.448 SWR at 7.380 megahertz. On the 30 meter band, it was 1.113 at 10.860 megahertz. 20 meter band, 1.514 at 14.340 megahertz. 17 meter band, 1.389 at 18.110 megahertz. 15 meter band, 1.006 at 21.300 megahertz. 12 meter band, 1.297 at 24.780 megahertz. And on the 10 meter band, 1.747 at 28.550 megahertz. These numbers, these SWR numbers, are good enough that I don't need to use my tuner. Now, you know, on most big rigs that have an internal tuner to them, they will tune anything 3.0 to 1 or less. And obviously, this is 2.0 to 1 or less. My worst one being the 10 meter band at 1.747. That's excellent, folks. This is an excellent multi-band antenna with great SWR across all frequencies. I'm really happy with this antenna. It really, really gets out, and I've got a lot of quieting on this antenna. I get between a 0 and about a 3 noise level on every band except the 15 meter band. I have some man-made interference somewhere, and I haven't figured it out yet. But it's not there all the time, and it's usually they're only in the late afternoon, early evening, so I'm not really quite sure where that's coming from. But to have a nice quiet antenna, quiet, 0 to 3 noise level, I mean, that's amazing. And the 3 is usually for the 80 meter band. Sometimes I do have a little bit of man-made interference out there. I'm not sure quite where that is again, but the 15 meter seems to be the worst. But even so, it's only a 5 on the S meter. So still not bad, not great, but not bad. I really can't complain. And I've only had the antenna for a short period. I haven't done any real DXing with the antenna yet, However, I have hit California, which is really where I really want to be, because I have family that lives in California. They're all hams, and one of them is getting close to getting his general license, so I want to be talking to him. And I can get that on the 20-meter band also. So 20, 40, and 80-meter bands, I can talk to California all day, all night. So that's really great for me. I have not done any DXing, like I said, so in other words, no foreign countries. However, I've gotten all over the United States. This is a much wider band for me. I get a lot of the states closer to my where I live in Arizona, where my other antennas that I've been using, my POTA antennas, my V dipoles and my horizontal dipole antennas, those are great DX antennas, but I don't get anything in California. I don't get anything until I get to right about the Mississippi. So it kind of skips over all the states to my east and my west until I get to the Mississippi. After that, it gets out, man. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get some DXing going with this antenna. If it doesn't do so well, that's fine with me, because I got my vertical antenna coming up. All right, so the next time you see me, I'll have some video of the antenna itself, and then I'll also show you the SWR according to my Yaesu FT-DX10, which is my base station. You'll see it's a lot different than what the NanoVNA came up with, and so you'll see that the Yaesu FT-DX10 loves this antenna. All right, I'll be right back. Here is the business end of the GooZeeZoo 8010 end-fed half-wave antenna. This is the 64-to-1 unun that I have up about 6 feet in the air, so you can see. Have it tied off to my tree. I have a coax coming down. This is a temporary coax, by the way. I have either one that's too long or too short, so I got it tied around a mast, and then it goes down into my lightning arrestor. Then it comes back up into my windows. All right, so I will show you that I have a common mode choke here, but I also have a counterpoise. This is a 20-foot counterpoise. Just drops down to the ground and goes across over to the fence. I'm thinking seriously of putting it up on top of the fence and letting it be up in the air. That might change a little bit. It might change some SWR, it might change some noise issues that I'm having. And by the way, there's construction going out on my street, so I'm sorry about the background noise. But anyway, this is how the antenna runs. So here we are, 6 feet off the ground, going up into this far tree, one that's right here, not this one, this one. All right, it goes up 40 feet. You can see the green line I have up there, right? And it turns 90 degrees. Sorry about the sun. Let me see what we get back. Turns 90 degrees. You can see the wire running all the way over. I won't put it up in the sun for you guys. What I'll do is I'll come up my deck. Now you can see the wire running all the way from that tree that we just saw, all the way across over here to this tree over here. All right. You can see where the line stops and the antenna starts right there. Now in this tree, we're up about 25 to 30 feet. In that tree, we're up 40 feet. And then it slopes down, as you saw, down to 6 feet. So I have access to the feed point. Be right back. All right. Here is the SWR meter on my Yaesu FT-DX10. Now what I like to do, you know, I always like to give you some real world scenarios and some real world testing so you can determine for yourself what's going on. So what we've seen already is what the NanoVNA showed. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one of the bands, 80 through 10, with the exception of 30. I do not do digital, therefore I'm not going to try to transmit on 30. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the FT-DX10 actually sees on this antenna. You'll find it a little different than what the NanoVNA says is on here. So I'm not going to transmit, I'm not going to do the test on the same exact frequencies as the NanoVNA stated, because I'm only a general and I cannot transmit on some of the frequencies that the NanoVNA said the SWR was best at. So this is going to be real world because, like I said, this is the frequencies that I can transmit on legally and you know, morally. So here I am on the 80 meter band. The 80 meter band for a general starts at 3.80. So I'm going to set it to 3.80. However, I'm going to set it to 3.80, but I'm going to switch over to FM mode so I get a constant carrier. So now what you're going to see for 80 meters, all right, now I'm on FM mode, and I'm going to transmit on 3.80. And as you can see, I get an SWR of right about 1.8, 1.9. Now, as you know, most transmitters that have a tuner in them, especially Yaesus and ICOMs, will tune anything that is 3.0 or below. So let's try tuning. And see what happens. All right, after the tune, we get an SWR of 1.0 to 1. All right, perfect. All right, be right back with 40 meters. Here I am on 40 meters. That's lower sideband. So let me change that to FM. And the lowest frequency I can transmit on is 7.75 as a general. So I've got it set for 7.75, and without a tuner, we get 1.50 to 1 SWR, which is excellent. We know we can get that tuned up. All right. Let me go to the 20 meter band. All right. Now I'm on the 20 meter band with no tuner and on 14.225 megahertz on the FM modulation. Let's take a look and see what we get. 1.1 to 1. Again, without a tuner. Be right back. All right, now I'm on the 17 megahertz, I'm on the 17 meter band, which is 18.110 megahertz. It's the lowest I can transmit on as a general. And here we go without a tuner, and I get 1.1 to 1 SWR. Be right back. All right. Now I'm on the 15 meter band, 21.275 megahertz, no tuner. Let's see what we get. 1.0 to 1. Be right back. All right, now I'm on the 12 meter band, 24.930 megahertz, FM mode, and we will get no tuner, 1.1 to 1 SWR. Last but not least, my favorite band of all time, the 10 meter band on FM mode, also 5 watts, and no tuner. Let's see what we get. We get an SWR of 1.5 to 1. Yes, this is Dave from Flagstaff, Arizona, and I'm just doing a check-in. Can you give me a signal report? Just let me know how I'm doing.
5.9 plus 10. 5.9 plus 10. There's Flagstaff.
You're in Flagstaff, Arizona also?
No, I'm in Northern California, a town called Sunnyvale, about 45 miles south of San Francisco, right east of San Jose.
Thank you very much for that. 73 to you.
Yeah, 73 to you. KB6 GHS, YL Systems. Thank you for your check-ins. Please come to your call.
Well, you've seen how this antenna performs, and you've seen how well and how easy it was to stick up in a couple of trees. And you see how easy it was to add a counterpoise and all that kind of stuff. You know, these infrared half-wave wire antennas are just so easy. And for 90 bucks to get an 8010 antenna that performs the way that it does is just tremendous as far as I'm concerned. So I highly recommend this antenna. It's hard to beat that price for an 8010 antenna. The quality is there as far as I'm concerned. I've actually used and borrowed and used other brands of antennas, and those are all American-made antennas, and the quality of those antennas was excellent. So this antenna, though it's coming from China, is right up there with the American antennas that I've played around with. So listen, I highly recommend this antenna. You can get it off of Amazon. It's 90 bucks. Can't complain. It works really well. If you can fit a 132-foot antenna at your house, then I suggest this is the one for you. All right. Once again, this is Dave with Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review saying 73 and so long.